Okay, back to talking about Doctor Who, Trial of a Time Lord, Mysterious Planet, Colin Baker. Talking about what happens in the Mysterious Planet, which is the first story of the Trial of a Time Lord. The Doctor is still arguing with a robot, the Immortal, or as he refers to himself as Drathro. It's kind of a funny name for a robot. He should have he should just have numbers or letters for his name, like a droid would have. Okay. The Doctor tells the Immortal that everything in life has its purpose. Every creature plays its part. Yes, it does. All part of the ecosystem. But the purpose of life is too big to be knowable. The meaning of life. Isn't the meaning of life to be happy? That seems simple enough. Whatever makes one happy, that is your purpose. I suppose it's not really that simple, is it? It is a complicated. It's a question with a complicated answer, I suppose. The purpose of life. Okay. A lot of people would have different answers for that. Okay. The Doctor continues. A million computers wouldn't solve that one. The purpose of life. The Immortal says, this discussion is of no value. I do not wish the work units to continue when I have ceased to function. That's nice. The Doctor says, oh, that's it, isn't it? Hubris. False pride. A human sin. You've controlled your pointless little empire for too long. Now you can't see anything beyond it. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Glitz and Dibber are about to blast their way through the doors leading to the Immortal. Glitz says, here we go. Glitz says, 5 rounds rapid should do the trick. 5 rounds rapid. So this is a reference to something that the Brigadier had said in The Demons, which was an earlier Doctor Who story when John Pertwee was the Doctor. The Brigadier was facing a live gargoyle and told one of his unit soldiers, "Chap with the wings, 5 rounds rapid." So that was nice. That reference to the Brigadier. Okay, the Doctor is still arguing with the Immortal, also known as Drathro. The Doctor says, "It's only a matter of minutes. Can't I make you see sense?" The Immortal says, "It is finished." The Doctor says, "It's not just this planet. Nobody knows where a blacklight explosion might end. There's never been one." The Immortal says, "There will be soon." He just does not care. The Doctor says, "Some people think it might cause a chain reaction which could roll on until all matter in the galaxy is exhausted. Is that what you want?" Well, that sounds bad. The Immortal says, "It is no longer of concern to me." The Doctor says, "Others believe an explosion might cause dimensional transference, which would threaten the stability of the entire universe." Oh my. Alright. Perry, Merdine, Balazar, Glitz, and Dibber all enter the food production chamber. They're trying to find another way of getting to the Doctor. It's a room with green slime on the walls. Like the stuff that would fall on kids on the 1980s show You Can't Do That on Television. I think it was when the kids on the show You Can't Do That on Television, I think it was when the kids would say, "I don't know," and then green slime would fall on their heads. And sometimes water would fall on their heads too, which was handy to rinse off the green slime. I suppose the sliming kids for saying the "I don't know," I guess was to just discourage them from saying "I don't know." I don't know why. That was a weird show. I remember liking it when I was a kid. I want to see it again if I can find it whenever it's available on Amazon. But I don't know if I'll still like it as an adult. I remember liking it as a kid. They were even they would even have segments in the show because it was like a skit show, I think. Comedy kids skit show, and there was this one segment in the show where kids would they would be inside lockers, and they would open a locker, and out would come one of the kids, and they would say something. I don't remember what. I guess it was jokes, and then they would go back inside the locker. Yeah, there are definitely some moments of gross humor in the show. I remember liking the theme song. There's something entertaining about the introduction while they played the theme song. I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't seen it in a while. I remember liking it when I was a kid. Weird show. You can't do that on television. Well, they did. Well, they did. Okay, anyway. So I thought it was funny how I recognized that green slime. It looked like the same stuff. I think it was made out of potatoes, though. I don't know what the other. Yeah, on Doctor Who, and in here, in the Mysterious Planet, I believe they said it was made out of potatoes. So I don't know about you can't do that on television. That might have been made out of potatoes also. Anyway, okay, back to Doctor Who, the Mysterious Planet. All right, the Immortal turns on a large fan at the end of the way out of the room, then turns on a laser defense system. Dibber blasts a hole through the wall, and Balazar looks up a chute and gets green slime dropped on his face. So that was kind of funny. I guess this was a food chamber? Food production chamber. So I guess this green slime is what they were eating. Huh. Kind of like Soylent Green. There's a good movie. Really weird and disturbing movie, though. It was based on a book. Okay. Soylent Green, yeah. Okay, so they all enter the Immortal's room. The Immortal knocks the gun away from Dibber. Glitz puts his gun down and says, "We come in friendship." The Immortal says, "I would kill you all now, but it is unnecessary. We are waiting for something the doctor tells me is unique. A black light explosion." The doctor says, "I've been trying to convince this mobile junk heap here that none of this need happen if only he'd let me shut the system down. He won't listen to reason. He needs black light to function, so he sees no reason why the rest of us should survive." The Immortal says, "If I am doomed, then you are all doomed." Glitz says he has black light on his ship. The Immortal agrees to go to Glitz's ship. He tells Glitz and Dibber to tie up the Doctor, Perry, and Merdine. After the Immortal leaves the room with Glitz and Dibber, the Doctor gets loose from the rope that was binding him. He unties Merdine and Perry. They try to shut down the black light system. They leave, and it explodes. The Immortal falls down and burns out. He's destroyed. Balazar tells the Doctor, "Goodbye, old one. Thank you for your help." Perry laughs and says, "Old one? Hey, that's cute." The Doctor says, "I always knew there was an evil streak in you." Old one indeed. I felt that was kind of a extreme thing to say. An evil streak. I wouldn't go that far, Doctor. I wouldn't say Perry has an evil streak in her. That's a pretty extreme thing to say. All she said was, All Perry said was she just laughs and says, "Old one, hey, that's cute." I don't think that justifies saying she has an evil streak, Doctor. Okay, so that's it for the main part of the mysterious planet, and then it goes back to the courtroom. Um, Also, during there were a few times that I didn't mention. There were a few times during the main part of the mysterious planet where it was interrupted by the, the court scene interrupted the main part of the story. Um, Either by the doctor. Yeah, pretty much mainly the doc. I think the doctor was interrupting and I guess protesting what was displayed on the screen of the Matrix. Uh, it was either the doctor interrupting or the Valiard, who was the prosecutor. So there was interruptions a few times. There was interruptions during the main part of the story of the mysterious planet, which also happens during the rest of the season. There's also courtroom interruption scenes of the main parts of the stories in this season, which is a little unusual. I think except for the last story in the season, I don't think there's any courtroom interruptions in that one, which I think is that one's called The Ultimate Foe. Yeah, that's the exciting conclusion. Okay, so back in the courtroom, the Valiard tells the doctor, "When I have finished, this court will demand your life." Okay, that's it. That's the that's all of what happens. That's basically what happens in. That's the end of what happens. Put it that way in the mysterious planet.